It was a regular sunny afternoon when Sarah, a caring and responsible nanny, decided to take the three girls she looked after, Emily, 6, Sophie, 4, and baby Lila, 1, to the neighborhood playground. The laughter of children filled the air as Sarah pushed Lila on the baby swing, her watchful eyes occasionally darting to Emily and Sophie, who were playing near the slides. Parents with their children slowly began to leave until the playground was nearly empty. Only one other child remained, a little boy about 3 years old. Sarah noticed him playing with Emily and Sophie. His supposed father, a man in a gray hoodie, sat a few yards away on a picnic bench, glued to his phone. Sarah felt slightly annoyed. Why is he not watching his child? She thought. But she brushed it off and kept focusing on the girls and Lila. Then, unexpectedly, the boy began to drift toward her. He looked up at Sarah with big, teary eyes and clung to her side. "Hey, little guy, are you all right?" she asked, concerned. The boy hesitated for a moment before whispering, "He's not my dad." Sarah froze. Her heart skipped a beat. Trying to stay calm, she knelt down to his level. "What do you mean? Who is he?" she asked softly, glancing toward the man. The boy's next words sent chills down her spine. "I don't know." The air around her suddenly felt heavier. Sarah's protective instincts kicked in as she gently pulled the boy behind her. The man, now aware of her reaction, stood up and began walking toward them. "Girls, it's time to go. Now!" Sarah called out firmly, her voice trembling but steady enough to command attention. Emily and Sophie groaned in protest, but began heading toward their bikes, which were unfortunately parked behind the approaching man. The man stopped a few feet away, raising his hands in a defensive gesture. "What's going on? Why are you holding him like that?" he asked, his tone laced with irritation. Sarah, holding Lila tightly in one arm and keeping the boy behind her with the other, shot him a glare. "He just told me you're not his dad. Don't come any closer," she warned, her voice sharper now. The man's expression shifted to disbelief. "I'm his stepdad. Or, well, soon-to-be stepdad. His mom's at work. I picked him up from school," he explained hastily. Sarah didn't believe him. She glanced toward the street where a couple of joggers passed by. "If I scream, they might hear me," she thought. Her grip on the boy tightened. "Stay back or I'll call the police." The man raised his voice, frustration evident. Look, I'm not a kidnapper. I'm just babysitting him." But the boy clung to Sarah's leg, silently crying, refusing to even look at the man. "Yeah, sure," Sarah muttered sarcastically, dialing the police. The next few minutes felt like an eternity. The man stood between Sarah and the girls, while Sarah stood between him and the fence. She kept talking to the boy, reassuring him that he was safe. Her heart pounded as she prepared for the worst. When the police arrived, 2 officers stepped out of the car. Sarah immediately explained what had happened, recounting every detail as the man stammered, trying to explain himself. The boy was still clinging to Sarah, refusing to go to the man. The officers took the situation seriously and kept the man at a distance while they talked to the boy. One of the officers, a kind woman named Officer Daniels, gently coaxed the boy to speak. Soon after, the boy's mother arrived, rushing over in a panic. "Oh my God, Ryan!" she cried, scooping the boy into her arms. Ryan finally broke into sobs, clinging to her tightly. Officer Daniels and Sarah explained the situation to the mother, Laura, who looked mortified. "I'm so sorry," Laura said, her face red with embarrassment. She looked at the man, Mike, who stood awkwardly nearby. "I thought it would be a good idea for him to spend time with Mike while I was at work. I didn't think—" "Well, you should have thought," Sarah snapped, her frustration spilling over. "Your son was terrified. He didn't know who Mike was, and he came to me for help. You can't just leave him with someone he barely knows and expect him to be okay with it." Laura nodded, visibly shaken. "You're right. This was a mistake. I'm so sorry for putting you and your kids through this." The officers eventually cleared Mike, after verifying his story and Laura's explanation. Sarah, still shaken, gathered the girls and left the park. As they walked home, Sophie innocently asked, "Was that man going to hurt Ryan?" Sarah hesitated before answering. "I don't think so, sweetie. But Ryan wasn't comfortable, and it's always important to listen when someone says they need help." That night, as Sarah put the girls to bed, she couldn't shake the memory of Ryan's teary eyes and trembling voice. She knew she had done the right thing, but the fear she felt in that moment, the possibility of danger, would stay with her forever. Sometimes a regular day can turn into something straight out of a nightmare. Thanks for watching Every Story Matters, where every story finds its voice. If you enjoyed this thrilling tale, give it a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more stories that inspire, thrill, and captivate. Every story matters, just like yours.